Assalamualaikum and greetings. I am Dr. Muhammad Syam Khamis. My affiliation, Faculty of Education, Language and Communication, University Malaysia, Sarawak. Today I will present a summary of the article, Scientific Approach as the Basis for the Formation of Maqasid al-Shariah Concept and Principle, a comparative study. These are my friends, Dr. Muhammad Nazir Alias from the National University of Malaysia, Dr. Muhammad Najib Abdullah from Islamic Science University of Malaysia, myself from Dr. Muhammad Syam Khamis from University Malaysia Sarawak, Dr. Ahmad Jazuli Effendi from State Islamic Institute of Kediri, Indonesia, Dr. Nur Shahida Alias, University Teknologi Mara, UiTM Malaysia. The concept of Maqasid Shariah, or the higher objective of Islamic law, is fundamental to contemporary Islamic legal theory. It serves as a crucial foundation for ijtihād and the formulation of Shariah compliant rulings on emerging issues. However, despite its importance, we are facing significant challenges in the proper understanding and application of Maqasid al-Shariah in contemporary Islamic jurisprudence. The main problem that this study addresses is multifaceted. Firstly, there is a concerning trend where some contemporary fatwās has been issued without due consideration of Maqasid al-Shariah. This has led to ruling that, while perhaps adhering to the letter of the law, fail to capture its spirit and higher objectives. For instance, we have observed fatwās related to modern financial transactions that, in their strict interpretation of classical texts, overlook the economic objective of Shariah. The broader economic objective of Shariah, such as the circulation of wealth and the prevention of exploitation. Secondly, there is a lack of consensus among contemporary Muslim jurists regarding the scope and legal authority of Maqasid al-Shariah in deriving rulings. Some scholars view it merely as a secondary guiding framework, while others grant it greater legal authority. This disagreement stems from differing interpretation of how Maqasid al-Shariah relates to the traditional sources of Islamic law. Thirdly, we are witnessing a problematic polarization in the application of Maqasid al-Shariah. On one end, there are those who adhere to a rigid literalist interpretation of Islamic texts, effectively sidelining the role of Maqasid al-Shariah. On the other end, some liberal modernists use Maqasid al-Shariah to circumvent established Islamic legal principles, potentially compromising the integrity of Islamic law. Furthermore, there is critical need to establish a clear systematic methodology for determining and applying Maqasid al-Shariah that is both faithful to the Islamic legal tradition and responsive to contemporary challenges. The lack of such a methodology has contributed to inconsistencies in the application of Islamic law and has hindered its ability to address modern issues effectively. Lastly, there is insufficient academic research comparing the methodologies used by classical Islamic scholars in determining Maqasid al-Shariah with modern scientific research methods. This gap in comparative analysis limits our understanding of the scientific rigor inherent in classical Islamic legal theory and hinders potential cross-pollination of ideas between Islamic and modern academic methodologies. These interconnected issues collectively pose a significant challenge to the proper understanding, determination, and application of Maqasid al-Shariah in contemporary Islamic jurisprudence. Our study aims to address these problems by analyzing the methodologies employed by classical Islamic scholars in establishing the concept and principle of Maqasid al-Shariah and comparing these methods with current scientific research methodology. This study aimed to analyze the methodologies employed by classical Islamic scholars in establishing the concept and principle of Maqasid al-Shariah and compare these methods with current scientific research methodologies. We utilize a qualitative approach, examining both classical and modern scholarly writing. The data collected is analyzed thematically based on inductive approach. Our study focuses on the use of istiqrā or inductive reasoning by Muslim scholars. We find that this method bears striking similarities to thematic analysis in modern qualitative research. Both approaches involve examining specific instances to infer general principle. In our analysis, we delve deeply into the process of istiqrā as employed by classical scholars. This method involves a comprehensive examination of Islamic legal texts, including the Quran, Hadith, and scholar consensus. Scholars meticulously study individual rulings across various domains of Islamic law, seeking to identify recurring patterns and underlying principles. For instance, when examining ruling related to financial transactions, scholars observe a consistent emphasis on fairness, transparency, and the prohibition of exploitation. This led to the inference that one of the higher objectives of Sharia in economic matters in the preservation of wealth and the promotion of economic justice. Similarly, in the matters of family law, the recurrent themes of protecting lineage, ensuring the well-being of children, and maintaining familial harmony pointed towards the higher objective of preserving family and lineage. The findings of our study are multifaceted and significant. Firstly, we demonstrate that formulating the concept and principle of Maqasid Shariah involves comprehensive analysis of textual injunction. This process is not arbitrary but follows a rigorous methodology that can be linked to modern scientific approaches. Secondly, our research revealed that Maqasid al-Shariah represent the implicit objective unifying the diverse Sharia rules. These objectives are not explicitly stated in every ruling but emerge from a holistic analysis of the corpus of Islamic law. This understanding is crucial for the correct application of Islamic law in contemporary context. Thirdly, and perhaps most importantly, we find that Maqasid al-Shariah hold greater epistemic certainty compared to individual scriptural proof. This is because it is supported by multiple textual evidences across various domains of rulings. The convergence of evidence from diverse areas of Islamic law strengthen the validity of these higher objectives. Our comparative analysis also yields interesting insight. We find that both istiqrā in Islamic legal theory and thematic analysis in qualitative research aim to move from specific observation to general principles. Both methods involve iterative process of data examination, pattern recognition, and theme development. However, there are also key differences. Islamic legal scholars in their application of istiqrā are guided by a framework of established legal principle and a deep understanding of the Arabic language and its nuances. This adds a layer of complexity to their analysis that is not present in secular qualitative research. The implications of this research are far-reaching. Proper application of Maqasid al-Shariah facilitated the determination of contemporary ruling that fulfill the objective of Shariah itself. Our paper advocates grounding ijtihād and fatwās in Maqasid al-Shariah through holistic textual analysis. This approach enables addressing new challenges through appropriate Shariah rulings while avoiding both rigid legalism and unfettered rationalism. For instance, in the context of modern financial product, understanding the maqasid related to economic transaction can guide the development of Sharia-compliant financial instruments that meet contemporary needs while adhering to Islamic principle of economic justice. In conclusion, this study underscores the importance of understanding and upholding Maqasid al-Shariah as an indispensable framework for the authentic and contextual interpretation of Islamic law in the modern world. By aligning contemporary fatwas with the higher objective of Sharia, scholars can ensure that Islamic legal rulings remain relevant and beneficial to society. Our research contributes to the field by highlighting the scientific nature of classical Islamic legal methodologies and their relevance in contemporary world. It also opens up avenues for further research into application of modern research methodologies in Islamic legal studies. For more detailed exploration of this study, I encourage you to read the full paper in the Malaysian Journal of Sharia and Law, Volume 12, number 2, pages 350 to 363, published in August 2024. Thank you.